Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Ha ha. Well, we got to see what's going on. Where's Mr. T? Uh, and what about Jack? Quote. They say his last name's Smith, but Mr. T always says puts it in quotes like what's his real last name? And happened very quickly. What's that mean? Well, if people have been watching the posts on Truth, and then the other word is social, Mr. T put up a short video that said it'll happen very quickly. And you go, oh, and you push the button, play it. And it is where he, a short video that I played the other night that says, going to get rid of all the Marxist maniacs and whatever other terms he used. In other words, he's going to clean house very quickly when he gets in. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Finding Dory. How are you? Linda, Sherry, Leisha, B-Dog. Everybody's rolling in. That's good. So does anybody know where Mr. T is? I saw a post on Truth Social that was stamped about 6 p.m. Washington time, Eastern Standard Time, which would also be Florida time, that he says now arriving in North Carolina. And I said, wait a minute. Last we heard was he got that nasty letter on a Sunday night telling him he had to be in front of a grand jury. And I looked, didn't see anything about going in front of a grand jury. And I saw some nice posts from Mr. T and also some other posts that are going to make the demons and the black hearts, I call them black hearts, very nervous. Ha ha. That's what we want to be, very nervous. Hi, Linda. Tubla. Diane, how are you? Henri. All right. She gave me my thumbs up. I feel better already. Ha ha. Hi, Lori. Georgia. Hi, Joy. So, yeah, if you guys get a chance, hi, Mary, hit the thumbs up. And that'll help get the video around. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight and everybody who watches after the live broadcast. And if you want to be part of the conversation or know when I go live, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hi, Phil. And I will tell you, I wasn't going to say anything the other night, but my subscriber count and views have been, for all intents and purposes, frozen. Off a little bit here, off a little bit there, going down a little bit, going up a little bit, but basically frozen for well over a month. And the view time is number of viewers, new subscribers, it's just practically frozen. So that tells me right there that as careful as I'm being, I'm still not being put out to newer viewers. And but I appreciate you all sticking with me, the core group, the ones who will never surrender. Ha ha. So let's see. Mr. T, in your state, Mary, he said he was in North Carolina. If you go to the True Social, that's what he posted about three hours and maybe 3.5 hours ago. Hi, Robin. How are you doing? Rockin' Robin. Nice to see you. Always good to see you, Robin. Hi, Pappy Two Bears. What says Mountain Man 2 in chat? Howdy. So I don't know if he's in your state. Please see if I maybe had a crooked eye when I was looking at the True Social, because I thought, well, if he's got to be in front of a grand jury and they're talking, somebody on Fox News said that they thought they were actually incarcerate him if he were to be arrested during this. Excuse me while I get a cup of coffee, sipping my coffee. If they actually arrested him, I'll have to hit the mute button next time I do that. That they would actually cuff him and put him in a can, and I'm like, man, maybe this is the thing that's going to make things go boom. But then again, silence. You don't hear nothing. Well, I heard stuff about other cases, which I'll go over with you all tonight. Oh my goodness, Malvita, so sorry to hear that about your mother. We're so sorry. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things to go through. Robin just went through that. Now Malvita, I did that one broadcast about my mom. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles if you want to watch that again. And I said, a friend of mine told me a long time ago, love them while you got them, right? Love them while you got them. I was so spoiled to have my parents for so long. So anyway, to pass the time and reflect that one video I did, I kind of had to pull that out from inside me. Like I said, it's the toughest thing, one of the toughest things in life. How you doing, Pappy Two Bears? We got a lone wolf in. Hi, Colleen. Yes, you made it to alive. Little apple dumpling. Did anyone see the South California sky? Digital Hawk says, waiting for Mountain Man 2. I'm here. I didn't see the South California sky. Tell us what happened. I'm so glad you made it here, Nikki. I know this is a busy weekend for you, but I hope you all are having fun. Rubber Toe, how are you doing? Camperman, thank you for helping sponsor the show last night, Camperman. 86 years old, God bless her. Yes, we were so fortunate. My father was in his 80s, and it just seems like things will always stay the same, doesn't it? Impossible, little apple dumpling says. What was impossible? Hi, Roy. How long can the crooks cheat? And as long as the fools allow it. I put Roy up every now and then. There you go, Roy. You got a good profile picture, but try putting one there where you're popping a bicep, Roy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, buddy. But that is a good statement. As long as the fools allow it. Man, we got a lot of fools. I got a screenshot of some comments. Hi, Colleen. That I want to go over. Colleen, it is nice to hear from you again. Let's go listen to Larry Elder. Okay, well, you can go, little apple dumpling. You're obviously wanting people to leave the show, so have a good time watching Larry Elder and Leo Terrell. Have a nice day. Anybody wants to go along, you're welcome to. Hi, Ian. Hi, Joy. Yeah, Nikki, moms are the best. I didn't mean to be so brusque with that last situation, but you don't see somebody for a long time, and all of a sudden they come in and start, hey, let's go to another channel. I don't know what's up with that. Why would people do that? Just go to whatever channel you want to go to. That's right, Linda. Losing my mom was the worst loss. Yes, and reach out to God. She was a gift. from God, and God will comfort you. Happy days. How are you? So, oh, okay, it's working out good. Digital Hawk, that's good to hear. So, let me see. My chat's froze up. Okay. I'm just scanning through the chats here. Yeah, that was rude, Nikki. There's another comment there I didn't even get down to read, but like you can't see that anytime. Hey, I'm a flash in a pan, and if you don't, I'm like a shooting star. If you don't watch it, I watch the sky and it goes by, I'm gone. But all these other characters, you watch them any day of the week. YouTube messing with us today. That person may not have seen any video. I don't know. Yeah, Robin, you're canning. Yeah. Boy, we used to can every year. And it is, it is a social thing, isn't it, Robin? Yeah, it's a way for a family to bond. I'll tell you that. Canning your vegetables you grew out of the garden. So many people don't have a speck of an idea about what it's like to do that. Hi, Outlandish Patriot. How are you? You're very welcome, Melvita. So, anyway, I'm just, last night I said, was quiet, and Mr. T was relatively quiet. And I said, sometimes it makes me nervous when things get quiet like that, but overall it doesn't, because I feel confident about what's going on. But it was just such an odd week, starting off with Mr. T saying, hey, they want me to appear before a grand jury, and that usually means an arrest and indictment. And everybody agreeing, and some of these liberal quack channels, I'll go over a couple of things from them, really having a good time once again. We got him now. So then I thought it was Thursday. That comes and goes, nothing said about it. So I said, oh gosh, it's going to be tomorrow, Friday, which is today. Nothing, and then I saw a truth posted out by Mr. T. I'm in North Carolina. And I'm like, what? I said, oh gosh, he's probably on Right Side Broadcasting. So I went to Right Side Broadcasting, and nothing. I said, well, what the heck is going on here? So I don't know. Philip R. said, did Jack Smith, is that the same as Twitter Jim Smith? I don't think so. It's the last name that's different. And Mark Levin said, I don't know if he misspoke, but he said a last name different from Jack Smith. And I played that video one day, and it happened to have 8 letters in it all together. That's good, Outlandish. Colleen's learning canon. All right. From Grandma. That's the one to teach you. You got 3 bushels of apples and a bushel of sweet potatoes. Boy, I tell you what, some canned sweet potatoes, that's good stuff. And you can do so much with apples and stuff like that. Put cinnamon all over them, or make a pie. Raymond Butters. Oh, I bet it did. Of course, it gives you a broken heart. But now if you had some actual physical response, you got, hey, we all got one life, and we get called home, right? All of us do, all of us. And that's love them while you got them, and keep those memories happy as best you can. Got storms in southeast Georgia. What in the world is Mr. T doing in North Carolina? I do not know. That's what he truthed out. Unless he retruthed the truth from last week by accident. I don't know. I checked it twice. It said it was 3 hours ago. That was about an hour ago. I figure around 6 o'clock, Washington time. Tubla likes to, it's better to can or freeze dry. There you go, Robin. She's doing it right. Diane says X-22 report, and we know has not been on in 2 days. I think they didn't have one today. I watched one last night for X-22, and I watched one yesterday. Was it yesterday for? I watched them every night. Now I know they missed one day. I didn't know it was 2. But anyway, like I said, I like it when they come up with something the day after I already talk about it. But usually we all pretty much talk about the stuff the same days. Outlandish got her some cherries, fresh cherries. I had me some blackberries the other day. I got a blackberry bush, man. That thing, I bet I could get a 5-gallon bucket off that thing. Big fat blackberries. I was working on a tractor. I turned around and said, man, look at that blackberry. And I ate it. I ate about 15 more. So, anyway, just seeing if anybody heard anything where Mr. T was. I do not know. But he's putting out these short video clips about Agenda 47, time to get down to business. And he's repeating some things in different speech settings, repeating the same themes and issues. The latest one was where he said he was going to call upon Congress to quickly institute the DEAT, penalty for people convicted of human trafficking. I don't know if you all heard that or not. Heard that they put it up today. And he said that they would be put to their end quickly. But that's not why I put that title in tonight. He said it would happen very quickly above a video campaign video I played the other day that said he was going to demolish this deep state, get rid of it once and for all. And he named the communists, Marxists, maniacs, perverts, all this stuff. He says it way better than I could say it. But now he's saying the ultimate penalty, I'll put it that way, for people conducting human trafficking. And he wanted it done quickly. In other words, KWIK trials. That's the way to spell it. KWIK. Cameron lives in West Tennessee, Tipton County. Well, Mr. T's in North Carolina. Oh, the P.F. Iser tornado was in North Carolina. Digital Hawks reminding us that's true. I got an article from the 1960s, still in the kitchen. My mother saved, cut out how to freeze your vegetables. I ought to take a screenshot of that and show it to you guys. Out of a magazine from the 1960s. And Rob made blackberry jelly. Ah, boy. Well, we've got mulberry trees all along the driveway. And it's been so many years I haven't done anything with them. And but you could sit there and whack those trees when they were smaller. Now they're, oh my gosh, I don't even know how high they are. They've got to be way over 30 feet. But and it's like, oh, that's not where you get mulberries. The heck you know. Anyway, let me get a sip of my coffee. Now the best you can do is whack the whole low-hanging branches to get them off there, but not real hard. If it doesn't want to fall, the berry doesn't want to fall, it's not ready anyway. But I don't fool with them, and the deer have a field day with them. Mulberries, of all things. Confidence over arrogance. For my 2 cents worth, I think you misunderstood that apple dumpling, and you were a little rough. You just mentioned Mark Levin. They just mentioned someone equal. I took it the wrong way, but well, no, what they said was, let's go. Let's go and watch. I read it 3 times. And this is your first trip to the program. First time I've ever seen your name. And so I know what I read 3 times. And I don't tolerate people saying, let's go to a different program. And I very seldom do that. And you can ask anybody in these chats. I put up with all kinds of insults from people and reached out to try to have nice conversations with people with opposing views. But when somebody says, hey, let's go to a different channel or go watch something else, no, there's no excuse for that. It's very rude. And if, plenty of people in the chats right now will vouch for me as to what I'm saying. Funny that you just said you wanted to know if anyone's heard anything, and that's what Apple Dumping was telling me to go listen. Well, instead of just typing in the chats where he's at, okay, or participating in the conversation, I'm just shut down the show and go listen to Leo Terrell. I don't know who this person is, confidence over arrogance, but I'm not too happy about you either. So put an egg in your shoe and beat it. Whoever you are. You're the one that's got too much confidence over arrogance. No, who's next? I mean, I enjoy a lively discussion about issues, but I don't enjoy people sitting there saying, hey, let's go to a different show. Let's go to a different program. I didn't ask for that. I'm sure there's plenty of other people doing broadcasts that I can go to for, quote, information or, quote, intel. I went over last night how very simple things are on the 17 posts. And when I think in the past 5, 6, 7 years of these intel people or other places to go where they drive you nuts with a bunch of nonsense. I put it real simple. I told everybody to go look at 2 words, had to. And you would see what had to be done first, before this expected takeover, before this supposed kinetic action to drag Joe Biden out. Had to. Go through there and you'll see what had to happen first. And that is the way it's going to be. Nothing is going to happen. But everybody, oh, let's add these numbers together, divide it by this number, and then and some of them are still doing it. Some people I watch every day still do that and confuse people. Those posts are meant to lay it out very simply. For the majority, that is why in such a short period of time, hundreds of millions of people were checking that information board, not Intel board, information board all around the world. So I want people to comprehend posts, not decode posts. Remember that, please. Comprehend posts before you try to decode them. Comprehend what's being said. So I went on a tangent. I'm sorry, but I get somebody new coming in telling me that I did the wrong thing in my chats and what I need to do. You got a channel, start your own broadcasts instead of telling me what to do with my broadcasts. You have people in your chats that will tell people to leave your chats and have a good time with that. But it's the first time I'm meeting somebody, they're not adding anything new. In what I say I enjoy is someone saying they don't like Trump or that they think Biden is good, and I have a healthy back and forth with them. I enjoy that, and I will tolerate some smart aleck language from them and stuff like that. But people just busting in that I haven't seen in months, or some character that I just see the first time tonight when I've done over 300 broadcasts telling me what to do, well, that's when you're out of here. So let me get back to the chats. All right, Melvita, I'll keep that in mind Tuesday. That's right, Nikki said they posted all. Let's go watch another channel. It's that simple. I didn't ask for all that stuff. And thank you, Roy says, I'm here for Mountain Man, not interested in changing games. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you all for verifying it, because if this person has a problem, they can just read the chats. These are people that have been with me for a long time and hundreds of broadcasts. Oh, that's right, Finding Dory. Mr. T's plan is going to work. We won't fail. We will not fail. And Robin says, we have Mountain Man's back. Ha ha. Putting that up there in case anybody else comes in. I'm going to put that on the screen. There. Got my back. Ha ha ha. Your lemon tree is fried? Well, Dory, it has been awful hot. Cameraman said, stand your ground. Oh, I will. Yeah, the heat's rough on squash. I had somebody bring me squash and zucchini, and I'm like, man, usually I leave stuff on the counter. I don't even put eggs in the refrigerator. But with this kind of weather, man. Oh, that's right, Lori. Your chickens love mulberry mulberries. Take a nap. Outlandish will be here when you wake up. You can always go back and just leave it playing. We'll keep you company while you take a little nappy nap. Karen said, hit the like button. That's right. So anyway, what has happened with Eileen Cannon and Fanny 2x4 is some of the stuff that I pulled up. Thank you, Dory. And MSNBC, they put out articles that are, you read them and you say, oh my gosh, that's it for Mr. T. but it's only part of the story. We all know that. We're smart enough to know that. It's the ones who aren't wise yet. But Newsmax put out an article on Utizzle today that Mr. T's attorneys have pushed an emergency motion to disqualify Democrat Fulton County District Attorney Fanny T. Willis and her office, and a top state judge ruled to have the motion heard outside of Willis's jurisdiction. So the motion to disqualify Fanny 2x4 has been moved to another jurisdiction where you got to know that's all infested and infected over there, but at the same time, the Posobiec let us all know. Was it with Jack Posobiec? Yeah. This was about 10 minutes after I saw that Newsmax posting. 10 minutes after that, Jack Posobiec put up breaking: Fanny Willis to indict Trump for racketeering in Georgia. That was today, about, I'd say, 4 hours ago. So, but we knew that. They're going to try to indict him everywhere they can. Yeah, the one from the Virgin Islands. And we learned from J.P. Morgan submitted all those documents to the court in the Virgin Islands. This is Debbie. Debbie said, what's her face from the Virgin Islands got nasty with JFK Jr. and RFK Jr. And he bust her backside. But anyway, we all know from the J.P. Morgan filings to defend themselves in court that almost all the politicians in the Virgin Islands are on the TAKE, and that includes this one that actually slandered RFK and showed herself out to be a RAC, okay, IST, right? Hi, Cliff. How you doing? You're right on time. Hi, Kathy. So I got an article on her that woman from Virgin Islands. She's not even a real representative. She's like some kind of shadow representative or something like that. That's right. Don't let my kindness be seen as weakness. That's right, Finding Dory. But a lot of people do that. Nice guys do finish last. You know, too good is no good. My father used to say that. Being too good is no good. Oh yeah, eggshells. They don't go in trash. They go out. They go out in the compost pile, out in the yard. I don't send anything out in the trash to a landfill. It goes out in the yard. Somebody will want it. So let's see what this lady's name is. I call her loosely a lady, but okay, here's another news article from MSNBC from today. Michael Cohen, a former attorney for former President Trump, is expected to settle a lawsuit with the Trump Organization for over $1.3 million in unpaid legal fees. So that's MSNBC, and everybody say, Trump's got to pay 1. Whatever mean to Michael Cohen. Well, that's like 1/3 of the story. First of all, they made Mr. T divest himself from the Trump organization when he became president. And the legal fees will probably be covered by some manner of insurance policy you have against frivolous lawsuits or something like that. But the bottom line is they don't mention the fact that Mr. T is suing Cohen for about $5 or $6 million, and he's going to end up having to pay that. So no, that's not a personal loss for Mr. T. Oh yeah, I heard about Rand Paul. Rand Paul's so good. I'm not surprised it's happened. Yeah. Thank you, Nikki, for posting my Buy Me a Coffee link. I appreciate that. That's how I get channel support. I've got a link in the description. If anybody wants to help the channel out, I appreciate it very much. And Camperman and Gary helped sponsor last night's show. Gary, I haven't seen Gary yet, but I do appreciate it, and all the other people who have helped me in the past. And I see many of you in the chats tonight. Where's my big list? That's for everybody. I think I've got to add David in there. But here's everybody that's helped me out in the past. Robin's on there. Jax, hilarious dude. Chris and Wanda, Pappy, Tennessee. Pappy is Pappy Two Bears. I put abbreviations, but you all know who I'm talking about. Chickens love froze sweet corn on hot days. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he crawled all over him. What's that? Ouchie, Dr. Ouchie. Yeah, Outlandish, get you some rest. Like I said, play the video while you're here, and go into a good restful state. Citizens Free Press put up a tweet from a guy named Harry Sisson. Here is their disinformation campaigns, folks. Where the normies, if they follow somebody like this so-called, I don't know if he's a doctor or whatever, Harry Sisson. He says, wow, a teenager in Nebraska was just sentenced to 90 days in jail for using the abortion pill. This is the America Republicans want. Republicans will not let women control their own bodies. According to them, teenagers are old enough to be mothers. It's horrifying. Well, don't you know the community can correct people like this? And it says, readers added context. The teen was not sentenced for having a chemically induced abortion during her third trimester, but for burning and burying and concealing a dead body. So without the context, they're like, oh, these terrible Republicans. But when you get to the third trimester, you're dealing with a human life, human body. That's right, B-Dog. So, yeah. Anybody that's for that kind of behavior, no friend of mine. Have you all heard of somebody named Bill Geddy, Geddie? He was born in 1955, and he went to the great beyond. Just in, Bill Geddy. This was from ABC News. The television producer who co-founded ABC's, quote, The View, and served as its executive producer for 17 flipping seasons, has died, his family announced. He was 68. I don't know what to read into that, but I didn't know the view's been up that long. 17 years. You can't have chickens, Kathy? Oh, my goodness. Well, at least you get a chance to be with your son. That's a plus, right? You know, I was reading those posts last night, and I said there were 3 of them from that say happen. If you put happens if, you get 3 posts. And some of them were real long, and I only read the points where happens if was applying. But what I'm trying to do is get people to read. Like if Mr. T makes the point of saying something and put it in there, and you put just the bare words in there to see if there's a meaning behind it. And what you find many times, excuse me, while I have a sip of my coffee, is that what he's saying is germane, or things that I found out when I was researching things, that you will see the same words over and over. And they were the most informative posts with the least amount of brain strain. So anyway, one of the posts had a reference to an earlier post that I said that, it's for the world to understand, for people to grasp very quickly. Kind of like how ABC, NBC, all these creepos, they put a headline up, and most people read the headline, and that's the length of the average person's attention span. So the posts by its very nature can't be overly complicated for the majority of people around the world to be involved. So this is, let me just explain this. It explains a lot. It's a short post, relatively speaking. U.S. taxpayers are paying for it all. Paris Accord equals scam, trillions. And for those that may not know, the Paris Accord is where we give all these European countries billions of dollars by some carbon footprint some scientist makes up that we owe to some non-governmental crowd in Paris, okay? And Trump said no and took us out of the Paris Accords. Then it says Red Cross equals scam, trillions. We've all seen pictures of the boxes from the Red Cross. It's been a while since we've seen the pictures, but they opened the boxes and there was tons of cash in those boxes. Not blankets, not medical supplies, right? Remember that stuff, folks? So there's 2. And it goes down the list. Foreign aid equals scam, trillions. We discussed last night how the foreign aid is a kickback to politicians in America. How many countries are sending us foreign aid? None. We know the big guy that got 10%, okay, of the foreign aid before Mr. T was president to Ukraine. Okay. War equals scam, trillions. On and on and on. Who audits where the money actually goes? Who actually receives the money? The U.S. taxpayers funding the very people we are engaged in taking down. slush funds everywhere. Think GS pays for Antifa out of his own pocket? Question mark. We all know who that is, Georgie Porgy Soriosio. Do you think he pays for them out of his own pocket? Of course not. The hole is deep. Feel sick yet? That's a very simple post. I don't have to cross-reference anything or circle things in different colored pens and do all this and that and have my head splitting open where, oh my God, I can't. No, it's real simple. The scams are real simple, and the scams are trillions of dollars. The scams are known, they're repetitive, and they're being exposed. Transparency, declassification, all the things they're hiding from us because they claim it's classified. And Mr. T is getting that out in the open. Transparency. That's the only trans movement I believe in. Transparency. Okay? Top Dollar says, Los puros estados republicanos de la Unión Americanos. What? Do you, Top Dollar, do you have a translation thing? Porter Blanco. Well, nobody can understand you, so you're having a good time there. Unless anybody can, Digital Hawk's got some stuff going on there. I guess may be able to translate that. Angel Faley, 1. Numerous prophets are going to say, modern day prophets. I go with the old ones, Angel. Don't waste my time listening to internet prophets, but yeah, the evil ones, they will meet their end. White powder. All right, Melvie, you get a good night's sleep. Maybe Digital Hawk can translate some of that stuff for us. I don't know. But if you're here with a good spirit, you're welcome aboard. And if you're not, well, we'll take care of that. So anyway, but that last post was very simple and very easy to figure out. And I guess I'll crop that out and put a copy of that post up so you guys can get a screenshot of it. And that is a good one to just show your friends. U.S. taxpayers are paying for it all. Paris Accord scam, trillions. Red Cross scam, trillions. Foreign aid scam, trillions. War scam, trillions. And on and on and on. Who audits where the money actually goes? Who actually receives the money? The U.S. taxpayer is funding the very people we are engaged in taking down. Slush funds everywhere. You think GS pays for anti-fizzle out of his own pocket? The hole is deep. Do you feel sick yet? Trillions and trillions of dollars going overseas, and it's all the same bunch handling the money. It's not in good spirit. Okay, that's good enough for me. A bot or ignorant? Okay, well, he's using too many emojis anyway. Goodbye. Boy, this is my biggest block night in the history of this channel. That's usually the second phase, folks. That's usually the second phase. The first phase is a month-long freezing of the channel's growth and a pretty much steady or slightly declining view count. That's the first phase. if they don't outright catch you in something they can claim you did wrong. The second phase is getting visits from creepos. All right. Diane says, Mountain Man, Mr. T is in North Carolina, right? Lindsey Graham is front North Carolina. So, yeah, that's right, Nikki. We don't got to worry about that anymore. Didn't come in a good spirit. So they're gone. Anyway, so, oh gosh, I can only handle so much of them, folks. But there's a TikTok video that's being highlighted on the channel I've talked about. I'll show it when I put up thumbnails on the live stream. But this person said, I joined the Army to get top, bottom facial surgery and hormones for free. Extras. Example, female facial surgery. And that's a little too small for me to read. Wait a minute. Bottom surgery, facial hair removal, and we're all paying for it because they joined the service. Uno and dos. That's the only thing I know in Spanish. Yeah, I know a little bit of Spanish. There was some wordy dirds in there, but I don't bring that stuff up. Yeah, that's a disgusting way they describe it, isn't it? Digital. All to demean women, bring down women. And like Mr. T said, women are the number one victims of trafficking. He said a lot of people think it's kids. They're second. Children are second. The number one is women. But anyway, I saw an interesting post put up by Snafu Radio. Some of you all may keep up with that. I keep up with some of the memes. I don't really watch the channel, but I do. Hi, Ivana. How are you doing? I do put up some of the memes sometimes. This is from John McAfee. Remember him, John McAfee? He had McAfee Security Services, and they say he committed you-know-what-aside over in Spain. And he'd been on the lam for years. And I believe he had a Morgan or presidential yacht, from what I could tell from the interiors. And he was on the run. And he had his own skiff that he made on his yacht and at a base office in Florida, sorry. So, but anyway, so we know he eventually got detained by some black hats. And he said, hey, I'm perfectly happy with life. And if anybody says I did something myself, don't believe him. And he said he had a DEA and D, man switch, which, as far as we know, has not been thrown yet. But anyway, John McAfee said, I donated laptops to the government that were preloaded with viral spyware. I remember when he posted this. Within a week, the entire government computer system was under my control. I found out that the administrators of national defense and immigration were the biggest drug and human traffickers. So I remember when he said that, he offered all these government agencies free computers, and he put spyware in there. So we don't know for sure 100% what his status is. Back when I used to sit around and watch airplanes on a computer screen for an hour, I don't know how many times a week, when I was watching Monkey Works, I broke myself of that, along with the other headache-inducing practices I've discussed in the past. I remember that there was, that he said pretty much the plane that left D.C. to go to Spain was a Justice Department plane. That meant since Biden was in office, that the black cats were going over to make sure McAfee was really expired. And he felt, if my memory serves me correct, Monkey Works felt that McAfee really was gone, that the black cats got him, the black hearts got him. And I don't agree with that, because we have, I'll pull that post up for you. We've got them in high places, okay? Plants in high places. So he may still be with us. We shall see. It's not like I'm claiming that Elvis is alive. I'm saying McAfee was probably well protected. And this is all going around. I'm coming up on my hour, but this is all going around about Joe Biden having to go in and out from Air Force One on the short steps. It's kind of like the short bus. Instead of him going the traditional, what we see the presidents doing, going up to the main entry door of Air Force One, they're putting him on the little short steps in the back, and he's still tripping around. He can't even get up those. So Fox News put that up, that Biden reportedly using, quote, lower stairs to board Air Force One after repeated falls. And since that started, from the minute that started, a lot of people were asking a very simple question. How come there was nobody to try to assist him, check on him, like Secret Service? The only time I saw was when he fell down in front of the Naval Academy, okay, graduates, because he was right there in front of everybody, blam, hit the ground, said he got sandbagged. So now, Sound of Freedom, I got some, I got some numbers on that Wednesday. Sound of Freedom is doing extraordinary. I heard at first that it had a $10 million budget. And then I heard Tim Pool say it had a $15 million budget. Either one, I don't care. It's well over $100 million. But now, where it stands at the box office, Wednesday's receipts for the day were, let's see, daily Wednesday, July 19th. Sound of Freedom had $4,722,000. It was hot on the heels of Mission Impossible, which is $4,740,000. I mean, it was neck and neck with Mission Impossible on Wednesday. And I heard that they are expanding the number of theaters now. faith in and enjoyed their partnership with AMC theaters, and that other people are deducing that these things that we're seeing with the air conditioner going out, the screen getting these fade-ins, flashes, people putting a voiceover in case there might be a blind person sitting in the audience. You have someone saying, the hero puts his hands on his hips. The hero scratches his ear. Those kind of things were being done by leftist operatives who are not affiliated with AMC. And AMC is going to open the movie to more theaters as a result of those behaviors, and they're going to be keeping an eye out for it. So that has given The Sound of Freedom a surge, where they're hot on the heels of the real blockbuster, which is Mission Impossible. So the weekly, let me see if I got the weekly one here. Weekend. July 14th through July 16th. I will make sure I don't drop my broadcast. Let me make sure okay. I'm still live with y'all. I go off my studio sometimes. I drop off, but Mission Impossible was for the last weekend, the 14th through the 16th. Of course, that's a fresh movie, freshly out. Was $54 million bucks, but you remember when Sound of Freedom's first weekend came out, it got over 40 million. So that's huge. And I think Mission Impossible's budget was over 200 million. So anyway, The Sound of Freedom last weekend did 27 million. Indiana Jones did 12 million. So Sound of Freedom way more than doubled Indiana Jones, which they say had to have numbers coming in around 900 million before it would be considered a success. It's barely grossed over 300 million. Well, all right, so anyway, let me just check the chat, see what's going on. What was that? Digital Hawk says, I will see what that was. Good evening. 22.3 DMR. Yeah, you lift weights. That's good. And if everybody out there wants to drink a beer for me, drink a beer for me. And 223 can pump iron for me. I'll be feeling good by the time this broadcast is over. Let's see. Oh, there's somebody with a name I don't appreciate. I have to say, I got rid of somebody because they had a name that they were implying private areas of people and thought it was funny, and I got rid of them because they came back later and told me that Ballard, Special Agent Ballard, that I needed to rethink him as a hero, that he was somehow a bad guy, and he couldn't figure out why he couldn't post on the live chats. Well, I didn't say anything. It's just when somebody has something insinuating something filthy, as I say, this is going over what our country is going through from a biblical perspective. And I try not to use foul language, although I do sometimes when I get angry, or if it is in a video that I post and there's not much I can do about it. But I do use some foul language. But You have to get a new name and come back in because I do not like that kind of innuendo. So you can get a new name, open a new account. You're welcome to come back in, and it's no hard feelings against you, but I just don't like that kind of innuendo that is, I'll say, unacceptable, something I don't want to read. Okay, so you're welcome to come back with a new name. Thank you. So let's see. Gosh, this is a big night. It's like four people, and you know what, folks? We do have a good number of people in here, but it is substantially less than our normal crowd. Hi, Angela. And like I said, it's the second phase. Okay, I get people in. I'm like, who are these people? And the last one probably innocent. We've got a culture now where where people feel it is appropriate or humorous to put in things that are S3 actual nature or filthy references that we're all supposed to put a you know what eating grin on our face and laugh, but it is really representative of the loss of class in our culture. Gentlemen aren't gentlemen anymore. They use foul language at every turn. And hey, we got to pick up the pace with being a little more dignified. I hope you all agree with that. So anyway, let me see who all's here. We got another couple of new people in. Hi, Angela. How are you doing? Jerry. Jerry said Mason. You never know. You never know. Trolls will be trolls. That's right. Troll 100%. The number he was using is still connected to you know who. Yeah. That's right, because we don't like that. That's right, Robin. They don't have any respect. It's crude and filthy mouth. But, you know, a lot of people, guys in their 20s and 30s, think it's acceptable. I mean, there are Utizzle channels and Bumble channels where they had the filthiest mouths. And I'm no saint. You know, I will cuss. But, you know, to sit there and have I've got a problem to this day with a large channel that will probably never forgive me, but I did them a favor. I'll get into that some other time when I told them in no uncertain terms a couple of years back to get somebody off their chats that had a filthy name. And they did. They got the person off the chats, but they still treat me in a negative way. But I did them a favor. So I've done a couple of channels a favor. And you know what? What numbers they show for views, I know are not accurate because a lot of very specific things I've said have been repeated by some very specific people that would have never heard. Anyway, I won't get into it, but there's some games being played, folks. Because like I say, I don't accept monetization. I haven't applied for it. I'm not doing that. So, hey, what does it matter to them? I could be getting 10 times the views they're showing. That's right, because I bet you did had a hard time. after you got shut out of the military. Well, it's school now. After kids get out of the 6th grade, they're talking like sailors. That's the way it used to be. They said, well, he cusses like a sailor. They didn't say, oh, he cusses like a Marine, or oh, he cusses like an Army infantry. They said sailors. Now it's 6th grade. But hey, what do they expect when in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, they're going in and teachers opening the book up. I took a screenshot. I'd rather put the screenshot up on a broadcast and not read it, but it's a page out of one of the books that a parent was having problems with. And I'm looking at the page right now. It's filthy that they show children. So the teachers are doing it. So, of course, that's why I told the young person, I guess, the last one that I kicked out, to get a new name. They're welcome to come back, but I don't want to read that. I don't want to see that. You can't deal with your fellow listeners and people in chats if you can't deal with people with respect. You get a chance, and if it don't work out, you go. But I do like having lively conversations with people with a different point of view. But I don't like filthy stuff. That doesn't mean I won't cuss in the future. We do have a good chat crowd, don't we, Diane? That's right, Karen. School board approved. Cameraman's hitting the hay. Good night, cameraman. Yes. Angela said, hit the thumbs up. No, I guess that's, wait a minute. Where did I see that? I guess I got that wrong. I don't know who's hitting the hay. Anyway, I'm getting ready to hit the hay, folks. I've been up a while. I know that Nikki's going to have a busy day tomorrow, aren't you, Nikki? And I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. Let me just see real quick. I do want to say that keep in mind, comprehend, not decode. If you do want to check out those information drops, comprehend what the whole post is saying instead of trying to decode. And if you see something you don't understand what it means, just don't worry about it. Make a note of it, and we can talk about it in the future rather than giving yourself a headache. But it's pretty straightforward, just like that last one that I read. Scams for trillions. Who's getting the money? Just that simple. Cosette says it's not what you put in your body that corrupts you, it's what comes out of your mouth. That's true. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you all have a good evening, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. And everybody else who watches the show after the chats, I probably could be going live Sunday. So I don't know. If something big happens, I'll go live tomorrow. So if you hit your notification bell, you'll know if I go live. So you all have a great evening, and I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.